Story gets worse. A man is charged with murder and sex crimes after investigators say he killed a 13-year-old girl to hide the fact that he had gotten her pregnant. The body of 13-year-old NaZiyah Harris, though, has never been found.
That's despite a lot of searching since her disappearance in January. Today, disturbing new details came to light as 41-year-old Jarvis Butts appeared in court to face several charges, and not just linked to NaZiyah. Sean Lay is live with these new revelations. Sean, it is difficult to even say out loud what this man is accused of doing.
I'm glad you said that, Kimberly. Absolutely. Stomach turning every fact that we're revealing and digging on this story. Absolutely. We're talking about motive here. We're talking about a guy, 41-year-old Jarvis Butts, just inside 36th District Court. Prosecutors laying out motive here that at age 13, NaZiyah Harris, he got her pregnant. He was reporting to prison. He was turning himself in the very day the NaZiyah went missing. Prosecutors say he could not allow her to have his baby while he was in prison. It would reveal years upon years of sexual abuse. Here's the latest.
Mr. Butts is a serial child rapist and murderer. The evidence will show that Jarvis Butts has been sexually assaulting NaZiyah Harris since at least the fall of 2022, and that NaZiyah Harris was pregnant.
This is the first time we are seeing 41-year-old Jarvis Butts in court, accused of the sexual assault and murder of 13-year-old NaZiyah Harris. And we learned new information from prosecutors today. NaZiyah went missing January 9th. On the very same day, Butts was due to turn himself in to serve a year sentence for carrying a concealed weapon. Listen closely to Assistant County Prosecutor Tina Ripley saying Butts had a NaZiyah Harris problem he had to handle before reporting to prison.
To turn himself in on January 9th of 2024 to serve a year-long sentence for CCW. The state ultimately got moved to February 7th of 2024, allowing him the opportunity and time to take care of his NaZiyah Harris problem.
Cover up a pregnancy, you hear about a pregnancy, and now you want to make sure that the pregnancy is gone and NaZiyah disappears.
Tiffany Jennings is NaZiyah's aunt. She has never spoken out before until now. Who's ultimately responsible for protecting NaZiyah from this guy?
Oh, what a loaded question, right, Sean? In my personal opinion, with no affiliation, there are multiple parties involved, as many have already stated. And I just have to hold on to hope that the entire truth will come to light. This is the beginning of the truth, and we're very grateful for this part, but the entire story will come out.
Quickly to say who Tiffany Jennings is there. She's NaZiyah's aunt. However, NaZiyah's dad, that's her sister. So she was not involved in the family goings-ons inside different houses about protecting this little girl. I want to explain who that is. Butts hit with 2 other charges, one for the sexual assault of a girl under the age of 13, and another, his own daughter, apparently 4 years old, who allegedly gave an STD. I told you, it just keeps getting worse. He is now being held without any bond. Chief White said it best yesterday that if convicted, if all this is true, that he cannot hurt anyone else. That's why Tamara Smith, Board of Commissioners, Police Chief Kym Worthy, saying if anyone else feels that they have been assaulted or violated or part of this case, have the bravery to come forward right now. Back to you.
Do I see Emmanuel in here? Good to see you and Happy New Year's to you, brother, and blessings. Yeah, we got another one, Emmanuel. This one's a real sicko. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to play the little news clip so people can listen to that so get an idea about what this trial, people's watching replay or whatever like that. So give me a second. It's going to be mute for a second because I have to switch over to the grandma. Let's get to that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we get ready to start. Okay, now we start into today's focus is we're going to focus on grandma. Grandma on the stand. Yes, she is. All right, make sure you hit the like button, share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. If you need to reach out to me, look in the description. You can find my email address. We can go from there. And thank you for being here, and I hope everyone having a blessed and a great evening. All right, let's focus on this trial. I might pause now and then just to share my thoughts and opinions. Let's get it. There he goes.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Okay. Watch your step, walking up the stairs here. Speak clearly in the mic. You can get up and put in your lap.
Bam, you heard that, right?
Okay.
Bam, you heard that, right?
Thank you. Could you state your name for the record?
Annette Harris.
And Ms. Harris, do you know someone or did you know someone by the name of NaZiyah Harris?
Yes.
And who is NaZiyah to you?
My granddaughter.
Are you her legal guardian?
Yes, I am.
When did you become her legal guardian?
I adopted NaZiyah back in 2016.
And that was court work or paperwork filed and all of that to legally adopt her?
Yes, it took a process.
Oh.
Yes.
And back in January of 2024, did NaZiyah live with you?
Yes.
I don't want to know the specific address, but what street did you live on?
Bedford.
And is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
Yes, it is.
How long had NaZiyah been living with you at that address on Bedford?
Oh, wow. Basically, I mean, ever since I had her. I mean,
Since 2016?
well, we moved to another house.
Okay, when did you move into the Bedford house?
Let me see. 2019, we moved in that house and then moved in the house that I am now, which is still on Bedford.
Okay. And did NaZiyah make those moves with you?
Yes.
And in January of 2024, at that Bedford location, who else lived there?
Just me, the kids. My other daughter lived with me at the other address. But it was just basically me and my kids and Shannon.
And who is Shannon?
My daughter.
And what's her last name?
Harris.
And she lived with you and NaZiyah and the other kids at the Bedford location?
At the first Bedford location.
Okay.
Yes.
At that first Bedford location, how many other kids in addition to NaZiyah lived there?
My other two, my grandson and my other grandchildren.
Okay. So how many kids total in that house?
6. Should have been 6.
And you and Shannon, correct?
Well,
Living there.
Shannon, she was there, but she wasn't really like there all the time.
Okay.
She would spend more majority of her time at my house, but actually Shannon had her place out in Clinton Township.
And when you were there in January of 24, how old was NaZiyah at that time?
January 24th, she had 13. She had her birthday in September.
And was she going to school?
Yes, she was.
What school did she attend?
J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy.
And is that also in Detroit?
Yes, it is.
Just generally, can you tell us about your morning routine with the kids, specifically NaZiyah, about getting them to school and things like that?
Sure. Okay. 6 a.m. That's when I get the children up. They usually get up, get dressed, prepare themselves. About 7:15, 7:20, we're basically saying prayer and we're loading up in the car. I'm dropping them off at school at 7:30. Breakfast starts at 7:30, and they like to eat breakfast at school.
And does that include NaZiyah? You would drop her off at J.E. Park?
All together, yes.
Now, I want to talk about, let me ask it this way. Did you know someone by the name of Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today? If you need to stand up and look around.
I don't see them.
Do you need glasses, ma'am?
Yeah, my
Okay,
daughter has my glasses.
Okay, Judge, may I take a moment to go get her glasses?
Yes.
Lovejoy, I did see that little video. this is insane, Lovejoy. This is totally insane.
Thank you.
This should have never happened. I'll just hold my thought for now.
If you could just stand up and take another look around.
Okay. Yes.
Do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you point to him and identify a piece of clothing that he's wearing?
Blue uniform with the blue mask.
For the record, the witnesses identified Jarvis Butts, the defendant in this matter.
Look at that clown back there lowering his
May I
head.
approach the
For
witness?
what?
Yeah.
What? You can't hide. We're talking about you. You.
And Ms. Harris, do you recognize the person in that photo?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Jarvis Butts.
And is that the same person you've identified in court here today?
Yes.
And Ms. Harris, how did you know Mr. Butts back in January of 2024?
He's the father of my daughter's children.
And is that daughter Shannon Harris?
Yes.
Okay. How many kids do they have together?
5.
And would he come around your house on Bedford in January or the months leading up to January?
Whenever he did come, he would always pull up in a white truck, and Shannon would go out to the car and they would sit and talk or whatever, but he would very rarely come in my house.
Okay, so he pulls up to a white truck. This is the Shannon is his mother. I mean his baby mother who had 5 kids by him. So he pulls up and they sit in the truck. They got 5 kids together. This doesn't make it. Ooh, this is so sad. These women is something else in this. Interesting. We can learn from it. We can learn from it. And I see you, Abby, popping up in here. I see you, Abby. I see you. I see you. All right, let's resume.
And during that time when he would come around and sit in his car, was there any times that he would interact with NaZiyah that you saw?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay.
Pam says sounds like lies. Yeah, because wasn't they texting each other? Something about come to the basement? The text messages? So where's the basement? Isn't that at your home? Very interesting. Oh, I see BG. I see you, girl. I see you. All right, let's resume.
Now I want to talk specifically about January 9th. You had described your morning routine with the kids. Did you follow that routine on January 9th?
Yes, I did.
And did that include dropping NaZiyah off at J.E. Clark 7:15 to 7:30?
Yes.
And can you tell us what she was wearing on January 9th, 2024?
Yes, she was wearing a pair of light powdered blue jeans with a light powdered blue jacket that had the black little fur around the collar. It was like a two-piece set.
And did she have a sweater on or a shirt on or something?
She had a shirt. She wore a shirt underneath it.
And you remember, did she have any other clothes with her on the 9th when you dropped her off?
She had her little blue sweatshirt with the little hoodie. She had that with her.
And do you know how or when she got that hoodie?
I bought that hoodie for her. I guess it was in the fall sometime when I bought it. When I first, I mean, it wasn't nothing new. It was just one of her old hoodie jackets she used when she go to gym.
Okay. And in terms of, if you know, the condition of that hoodie on the 9th, was it?
Let me know in the chat or the people watching replay. What do you think of her emotions? Because, you know, this is only a year ago that your granddaughter is missing and you don't even have the body. It's just her emotions is a little bit for grandma. And you know, the other day we was watching Auntie Shannon, who had the 5 kids by him. All right, let's resume. Just a question.
It torn, ripped, damaged in any way?
No,
Okay.
it was really like kind of like still new because she took pretty good care of her things.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with People's Proposed Exhibit 12. Ms. Harris, do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes.
And is that a picture of NaZiyah?
Yes.
And do you know when that picture was taken?
The same day, January the 9th, she took this picture.
Move to admit People's Proposed 12.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 12.
And when you dropped NaZiyah off at J.E. Clark, what was the routine supposed to be after school was over?
Okay, well, when school is over, the bell rings at 2:40. NaZiyah was due to come home. And normally when the bell rings, 2:40, 2:45, she's getting on the bus.
And was that's what she normally did on other days?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry,
And
yes.
what time would she normally arrive back at home?
The NaZiyah would be walking in through the door maybe 3:05, no later than that.
And on January 9th, did she walk in at 3:05?
No, she did not.
And were you home when she didn't come home?
I was there for a little while, but I left out to run some errands. But no, when I got to the house, she was not there.
And at that time, did you have a conversation with someone else about her not coming home, NaZiyah not coming home?
Yeah, when I picked my children up from the after school program, I went in and my daughter said,
Objection to what on your side.
I'll rephrase the question.
Okay, sustain.
Just talking about what you saw and heard, and not asking for what anybody said, but did you talk to Shannon, your daughter?
yes,
about
Shannon said she was not there.
when you got home that day on the 9th, was NaZiyah there?
No.
And did you eventually make a police report about her missing?
Yes, I did. Yes,
And when did you do that?
That morning when I got to school, I went up and dropped the kids off at school. I talked with the dean and the principal, and I told them that I was on my way to the police station and they told me that they would call the police, and the DPS police came there.
And you said DPS, is that Detroit Public Schools?
Yeah,
And did you talk to an officer at that time at the school?
yes, I did.
And was that at J.E. Clark physically at that location?
Yes,
And you said that morning, are you talking about the morning of the 10th?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Was NaZiyah active on social media, if you know?
Well, as far as I know, she was. I mean, there were times that she was sneaking, go on it, But yeah, she was.
Okay. And did you keep track of her social media pages like TikTok or Facebook or anything like that?
I tried. A lot of times, I would take her phone and stuff from her. So.
Hard for me to understand this because her age, right? So it had to be all this stuff was going on like middle school. Usually, all right, elementary, middle school, you can have, control with your kids. You can put your foot down. High school could be a bit challenging. All right, could be a bit challenging, but however, it could be done. So, just doesn't make any sense. What she's saying. It just really doesn't add up. But if it goes to trial, believe me, more is going to come out. And if it goes to trial, I will cover it. It looks like it is, but we will see what happens. All right, let's resume, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for hitting the like, and thank you for engaging.
To keep her from being on there.
And after the 9th, did you ever see any posts made by NaZiyah?
I didn't see any posts. Most of the time, if there was a post or something, or she posts, my daughter or someone would call me and tell me.
Have you ever heard after the 9th, any communication or seen NaZiyah?
Mm-mm.
When, is that a no?
No.
And when you dropped her off on the 9th at school at J.E. Clark, was that the last time you saw her?
Yes.
May I have a moment, sir?
Yes.
Just to follow up, I did forget to ask this. Her bus stop, how far from your house was that in walking distance?
5 minutes.
And do you know where the location that she got dropped off at was, the address or the intersection?
Right there at a 3 Mile Drive in Cornwall.
And that's 5 minutes from your house?
Yeah.
And did NaZiyah have any nicknames that people called her?
Where her family called her Tutor, but I've always called her Glamorous. I've been calling her ever since she was born.
Is it Glamour?
Glamorous.
Oh. May I have one more question?
Yes. You said Tutor?
Tutor.
Tutor.
Mm-hmm.
I have no further questions.
Okay, Ross.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Now, you are NaZiyah's maternal grandmother, correct?
Correct.
You're also her adopted parent, correct?
Correct.
And you said you adopted her in 2016?
Yeah, should have been 16.
Okay. Is her birth mother still around?
She is.
Okay, does she have a relationship with her?
No.
She doesn't have any type of relationship, no contact with her that you know of?
Well, let me say this. I don't deal with my daughter, so she really didn't have no contact with NaZiyah like that. She only came around now and then.
And you testified that you currently stay on Bedford Street?
Yes.
And in fact, I think you testified you lived on 2 houses on Bedford Street.
Correct.
And did NaZiyah have friends on Bedford Street that you were aware of?
She had friends, but her friends didn't live on Bedford.
Okay. Do you know if she ever had any friends over?
No,
Did she ever spend the night at any of these friends' houses?
no,
And at your prior neighborhood, did she have friends that she may have spent the night over?
no.
Okay. You indicated that there are approximately 6 children in the house.
Well, not now. When he asked me about the address,
Yes.
I lived at 2 houses, which is on the same street of Bedford.
Okay.
Okay, so the house that we lived in before, it was my children and my daughter's children.
Your daughter being Shannon.
No, Marquita.
Marquita.
Mhm.
Okay. And did NaZiyah have any close relationship with any of these children particularly?
She was close with my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, yeah.
Which granddaughter is that?
NaZiyah. I mean, Janiyah.
Okay.
All of their names are similar.
Let me read this one. Please be careful of who you let into your life and home to have access to your kids. Exactly. Check your kids' devices. Reinsure your kids while checking how important their safety is. Get all devices, passwords, etc. Bingo. So true. And it's really kind of simple to do that. But just, however, you have these silly women. That's what I'm talking about. These silly women, they think about the wood stick before the children. They don't care. They put themselves first. Because I'm trying to understand, why is she sitting on this stand as a grandma? No emotions? What's going on? It's like she feels like she's annoyed. Her expression, I had this on regular speed. I'm not even speeding it up because I really want to focus on her. She's just sitting there like, oh boy, can we be done with this? I have other things to do. That's what the vibe that I'm getting. This is the energy that I'm getting from her on this stand. Let me know. Am I wrong? Right? Whatever. People just tell me in the comment section if people's watching replay. This is really weird for a grandma. And this was just a year ago. What was it? January 9th, if I'm correct? January 9th that she was missing. Let's resume.
And Janiyah is Shannon's daughter?
Yes,
That would be Jarvis's daughter as well, correct?
correct.
And at your Bedford Street address, how many adults live there?
Just me and Shannon.
Okay. When did Shannon move in?
I'm sorry.
When did Shannon move in to Bedford?
Oh, I guess back in last October or something.
That would be October of 23?
Yeah,
Okay. So in January of 24, she was there, correct?
mm-hmm.
Sorry, is that a yes?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And you indicated that NaZiyah participated in social media?
She did participate in social media. She was on social media a lot of times when she wasn't supposed to be.
Okay. So did you see her post or did you follow her post?
I didn't see her really posting anything. I mean,
That's BG. She ain't having it. Same here. I don't understand. Because of the age. I'm thinking all this is happening around middle school, correct? Could we go back to the text messages? This was like 2020, 1:22, something like that. I have to go back to it. But basically, she was about 11 or 12. How was she able to do all these text messages at 2, 3 something in the morning? She's supposed to be asleep. You're not noticing none of this? Just interesting. I'm just asking questions. I'm trying to understand this. Really trying to understand it. Let's resume. It's a little bit more, not too much longer. Maybe about another 10, 12 more minutes. Or it might be less than that. About 10 minutes. All right, resume.
And at times when I did check, I didn't find anything.
Okay.
And most of the time, if she did post something, my daughter's then would, let me know, if she posted something. Right.
So you don't know who her social media friends were?
The only person that I know that was one of her classmates that she would post little things with one of her little classmates.
Okay. But it's fair to say there are some things you did not know.
Yeah, well, something, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, you indicated that you drove NaZiyah to school every day, correct?
Correct.
Who else went to school in NaZiyah?
My other two children, Shannon's children.
Okay. And what type of student was NaZiyah?
NaZiyah was a very good student, very manable, very outgoing. She got good grades. Her attendance was good. The teachers had no problem with her. They really liked NaZiyah. NaZiyah got along with just about anybody. She was very likable.
Did she have any disciplinary problems?
No.
Do you recall her ever getting into a fight?
She did.
One fight, more than one fight?
There was a young lady that she had a couple of, consultations with in school. And it was like an ongoing situation.
Okay. And when did this first start?
I'm not quite sure when it started, but it was like off and on, with this particular schoolmate that she had.
And this is for her current school, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did NaZiyah participate in any extracurricular activities? Was she on band or anything?
She liked it, gym, robotics, art. I mean, she liked a lot of things that she was, involved in,
And would any of these things cause her to have stayed after school?
The only time she stayed after school was when she wanted to be enrolled in the after school program.
Just a moment. I just want to step back a moment. We asked you about your her social media. You said there were some things that you weren't aware of on social media, correct? Did you ever check her direct messages?
Like I said, I did, but when I did, there was nothing on there.
There was nothing.
No.
Okay. Did you monitor any of her conversations?
Yeah, I would, go check,
Okay.
But a lot of times, I took NaZiyah's tablet, from her at one point, so there was really nothing that I knew of that she was on unless she got somebody's cell phone or something,
Okay. So you did mention that she had a tablet. how many devices did she have that allowed her to connect to social media?
She only had that one tablet that I had bought her. And like I said, I took that tablet and put that tablet up.
BG, I just see your comment. I just see your comment. I shouldn't be laughing. But exactly. They all was running for it. They was running for this. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm gonna have to do a recap of the fiance. We're gonna have just a day just focus on the fiance because I'm trying to understand how are you a fiance, right? Correct. And you only see this dude 2 days out the week, right? He only comes late night and he leaves at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Honey, you're not a fiance. You are called a booty call. That's straight up booty call. Anybody knows that. Okay, anybody knows that. This is pathetic. This really is pathetic. All right, let's get back to this. All righty. We almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for y'all hanging in here with me. Let's get it.
So on January 9th, you took her to school, correct?
Correct.
And you said it was her and 2 of your other children that went to school?
My 2 other children and my daughter's children. I dropped them all off.
And you said that you noticed that she
Emmanuel, you noticed, huh? Thank you, Emmanuel. Pinpointing it.
You did not call the police then, correct?
No. Driving around looking for her. My daughter reached out to some of her classmates. I did nothing. And that morning, I got up. And like I said, I went straight to the school. And from there, I was on my way to the police station to make the report. And they called the police from there. DPS police came to the school.
So the first report you made to the police was the next morning?
Yes.
Do you know approximately what time?
School starts at 7:30. So I got there at 7:30. They got there about, I don't know, maybe 8.
So you didn't go to the precinct, you went to the school and the school called the police?
Yes, they called the police because I was getting ready to leave, and the dean said, "No, stay here." She said, "And we'll call the police."
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you are familiar with Mr. Butts, correct?
I know Mr. Butts.
Okay. And he dated your daughter, Shannon, correct?
Correct.
They did have 5 children, correct?
Correct.
And the children, did all the children stay with you?
Your daughter had 5 kids by Dusty. And he's not just a Dusty. Oh, he has a list on him. And you just sit there, nothing. Oh, maybe because she learned it from you. Oh, okay, that could be that. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand. Sometimes when you have these toxic parents, I'm talking about the mother and daughter dynamics, okay? Sometimes the mother has been a failure and things not going good for her life. She had bad relationships. She lost a man. So she will basically sabotage her daughter. Excuse the background, my sons. She would basically sabotage her daughter's life to make sure her future be just as messed up as her mother. These are my, this happens a lot in family dynamics, especially with mothers and daughters when you have toxic mothers. Because I don't understand how a mother would be okay with your daughter having 5 kids by this type of dude. He'd never put a ring on your finger, never came close. All he do is what? Pop up what time of day? And you sit out in the car? This is ridiculous. Ladies, we really have to do better And as mothers, we have to talk to our daughters. And as grandparents, we have to talk to our granddaughters. Just speak up. Show examples. There's books. If you don't know what to say, you can go out here and get books at the library and they're free. And you can read the books with them and you can have discussions. You can have movies or whatever.
So basically,
Mhm.
she goes to the guy in the truck, hops in, gives that knock it toppy, and then walks on out.
I didn't want to go there, but yeah. Because the way grandma was talking, it sounds like that's all she's going out there to do.
Oh God.
Mhm. While he has this woman, that woman, and taking them to these probably
And
some
then the
busted
damn kid.
hotels. Yep. And that's the one who got 5 kids, Bob. And you remember, Jack, we had the fiance that was on. Oh, Emmanuel, you might have missed that one. He has a fiance. This is crazy. This whole thing is a mess, Emmanuel. This should have never happened. And I fought grandma and I fought auntie because this all happened under their watch. All right, let's resume because we almost done.
And Shannon?
Yeah, but yeah.
Now, I don't want to give too much detail on the kids. What were the mix, boys and girls?
Can you repeat that?
What were the mix of the kids, boys and girls?
Well, I have a boy and girl, and Shannon has her 3 boys and her 2 girls.
So she had 3 boys and the 2 girls. Okay.
Ooh, Pam is mad. I understand, Pam. I understand. It doesn't
And
make
at any
sense.
time, now I think you did indicate that Mr. Butts would come over, and I think you said he would rarely come in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But he would come in on occasion, correct?
Not really on occasions, because most of the time when he came in, he would pull up in my driveway, and my daughter would go out to the truck, and a lot of times the kids will go out to the truck. So it was very rare if he ever came in my house.
And you indicated that you were close. I'm sorry.
Help me to understand. So very rare he comes into the house. But however, the basement that we heard the text messages. Everybody remember those text messages? If not, go back. I have to want focus on the text messages. And the text message was like, come down to the basement. So where was his basement if he's never been in your house? Just doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. And Kay, I see you, pretty girl. I see you. I see you. See you. Don't forget Sunday. All right, let's resume.
You were close with NaZiyah?
Yes.
Can you think of any reason that NaZiyah would not share information with you?
No. NaZiyah would come to me and talk to me all the time.
Okay.
If something was bothering her, or if she had a bad day in school,
Yes, Kay, that's
she'll come
Grandma.
and sit and talk about
Grandma.
it. I always kept the door open for communication with NaZiyah and with really all of my children. So she always felt free, to come to me and sit down and talk to me about whatever.
So if something was frustrating NaZiyah, she would come with you?
She would, that I know of, yes.
All right. If something was scaring NaZiyah, she would come to you.
If something was bothering her or she was frustrated about something, she'll come to me and say, hey, Nana, can I talk to you?
If there was any medical condition, she would come to you regarding that?
I believe she would, yes.
And you take her to the hospital, take her to the doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
That's, but at that age, they should have to come to you. You should just be doing a routine check of a young girl. And especially as she's going, she going through the life and she's changing and stuff. You need to really be focusing. This doesn't make too much sense. If it goes to trial, a lot of things is going to come out. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what we heard in that text messages, imagine what's going to come out in this trial. And y'all heard the news clip that I played in the beginning. All right, let's resume. We're almost done.
Just a moment.
Mhm.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Can you redirect?
Ms. Harris, I just have a couple more questions for you. When Mr. Riggins was asking you questions, you said that Mr. Butts would come and sit in his car, right, outside your house?
Yes,
And you said that the kids would go out to the car.
yes.
Which kids would go out to the car?
His kids.
Would NaZiyah ever go with his kids out to the car?
If Shannon was out there, she would.
And Mr. Riggins also asked you about the tablet that you bought for NaZiyah.
Yes.
Remember those questions?
Yes.
And when, if you can remember, narrow that down, when did you buy that tablet for her?
I bought that tablet for her one Christmas. I think it was I think it was in 22 when I bought that tablet, at the end of 22 when I bought that tablet for her.
So December of 22.
Yeah, I think that when I bought that tablet.
So she would have had that tablet for roughly just over a year then, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And did NaZiyah also have access to a cell phone?
The only cell phone she had access to was one of the cell phones when my oldest daughter came to visit me. She gave to NaZiyah, but she could only use it by Wi-Fi.
You said your oldest daughter, is that NaZiyah's biological mother?
Yes.
Okay. And through, what's your oldest daughter's name?
Kenyatta Harris.
Through Kenyatta Harris, NaZiyah got access to a phone?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Mr. Riggins also asked you about NaZiyah staying after school. You said that there was an after-school program she was involved in?
Yes.
On January 9th and in January of 24, was she still involved in that program?
No, I took her out of it because she was having problems with one of her schoolmates at that time. The same person that he asked me about before that she didn't get along with.
The same person Mr. Riggins asked you?
Absolutely.
And so on the 9th, she was not supposed to stay after school, correct?
No, she was supposed to come straight home.
And when she didn't come home, you said that you were driving around looking for her, correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what efforts you made on the 9th to locate her?
When I went to the school to go pick my son and daughter up because they were also in the after school program, picked them up, went back to the house. I thought she was there, and when I got to the house and I found out that she wasn't there, I got back in the car and I went back up to the school. And by that time, nobody was there. Nobody was at the school. So now, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm frustrated. Now I'm going like, because whenever she wants to stay after school or do something, she would always call me. Well, hey, Nana, can I stay after school? Or she would call one of her TTs, hey, TT, can I stay after school? So that wasn't like her. So I'm really frustrated now. So now I go back to the house and I'm talking to my daughter, Shannon.
And I want to stop you right there because I don't want to go into what anybody else said.
Okay.
But
You noticed that in Manual, right? So she noticed problems with the schoolmate, but not with a within your own home. I'm glad you're here, Emmanuel. I'm glad you're here tonight. You noticed, right? You see that, huh? All right, let's resume.
you went back to the school. Nobody was at the school. You went back to the house. NaZiyah is still not there, correct?
Correct.
Did you go back out looking for her after that?
I did.
Okay. Where did you go looking?
I was driving around in the neighborhood, everywhere. I'm just looking, just like hoping I'll see her, you know?
We have one more, Judge? On the 9th, when you were looking for her, well, let me ask it this way. Did you know NaZiyah to go to Mr. Butts' place of work to assist him with anything there?
Yes, there was a couple of times that she went with his daughter and they went up there to go clean up at his shop.
And how would they get there? If you remember.
He would come and pick them up.
And was that in that white truck that you talked about earlier?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And did you yourself know where Mr. Butts worked at?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know where is that?
It was Frank's shop located on Warren, East Warren.
And is that the last place that you knew him to work? Or did you know him to work somewhere else?
I knew him to work there, and then the shop moved to a different location.
Did you know where that new location was?
Personally, no.
Okay. And did you ever, on the 9th, did you ever try and go to Mr. Butts' place of work to look for NaZiyah?
On the 9th, no.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Harris, we're done testifying. Watch your step. Please exit the box.
Okay, fine.
Judge, first I would like to move for the admission.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it here. I just want to focus on the grandma. And I see you, TB, up in the house. And good karma, I see you too. See you too. Make sure y'all email me about Sunday. All right. That was just, I just want to focus on grandma. Hear what she had to say. Like I said, I'm just following through. But I think I'm going to repeat again. I'm going to do another clip on the fiance. I want to focus on that fiance again. I know I showed it before, but I'm going to focus on just the fiance. Because before, like I said, when I was doing the videos, doing the live stream, I'm watching with y'all. And I was like, whoa. So now I want to break it down. Like I said, my channel is all about focusing on dating, love, relationship, toxic relationship, narcissist abuse, and all that. So I really want to focus on them. All right. So we will go from there. Let me just go through these comments real quick. I see you, good karma. And mods on deck. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And TV said they ignored the monsters. They sure did. That's what bothers me about this. I'm more mad at these women than I'm mad at him because they let him in this home. And if I'm correct, Shannon, TV, let me know. And anybody who's watching replay, if I stand to be corrected, she was young when she got with him. So that was a red flag. Grandma, you ain't had nothing to say? You just let her just pump out 5 kids from this. Woo, boy, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, let's have a moment of silence again for this beautiful young lady. All you wanted was love. That was it. And unfortunately, you was around people with bad intentions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moment of silence. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for hitting the like. And good night. Moment of silence.